Hey, hey, thanks for coming back. Welcome to my channel, Let's Talk. So, today let's talk about how grown people is stealing other people's lunch from other public places. You know, it happens too at your house. Um, people just that's just something that people have to struggle with in their own home, unfortunately. But I'm talking about like stuff in public, like at work or at school or someplace where a lot of people frequent. So um, not because that's like one a thing that is so it frustrates me. It's so annoying to me, cause like everybody's working to be able to afford to pay their bills and be able to buy what they need to buy. Why would you, if somebody putting this food in the refrigerator, whether it's their breakfast, lunch, snack, they gonna bring it home, bring it back, whatever the case is, if you didn't buy it or put it in there, don't touch it. Like that should just be understandable. Whatever y'all do, whatever you do at your house with the people that stay there, that's just something that y'all gotta deal with separately. But don't do that mess at the doggone workplace. That's not cool. So, anyways, um, I've only had that happen to me a handful of times, but it hasn't been. It was never like continuous, so I never did anything about it. I just would grumble about it, and then if there was like my if I had like food left in the refrigerator that was untouched, then I would go ahead and just take it out and not worry about it. But nowadays, that don't really happen too because I pack my food in my lunch bag and then just a lot of times I have a ice cooler in my lunch bag, so it end up just staying near my sitting area. So if it goes missing, food goes missing out of there when it's sitting in my sitting area, you specifically targeted me. Not to say it wasn't you not specifically targeting somebody's food that's in the refrigerator, but like you really had to, you know, with your current mind, walk to this person's section just to sniff out what they got to steal their food, versus to the refrigerator to be a little more incognito. But anyways, I went on vacation one time, and I didn't know that the hotel place had like community refrigerator and stuff. They didn't have a refrigerator in the room, so and while I was out, I mostly bought groceries because I was on a budget. I had some. I budgeted to be able to eat out at least once a day, but like for like breakfast or depending on what I was doing with the people I was meeting out there, if we was gonna be out early, then I would eat breakfast and then we'll have lunch. Or if we was gonna be out late, then I would eat breakfast um and lunch there. Sometimes I didn't even eat breakfast, depending on how early I got up. But anyways, I would eat lunch and then buy dinner out. So like I budgeted to eat out at least once a day, but then the rest of the time I was like, I'ma just eat my little groceries and snacks. So like I basically didn't. They had a kitchen, but I wasn't really trying to do all of that because at the end of the day, I was gonna be there 9 days. I wasn't really trying to do all that type of cooking because like I need seasoning and all this special type of stuff to make my food taste good. I don't just use no salt and pepper. So, and I wasn't finna go out and buy, everything that I need just for that short period of time. So I mostly just ate like sandwiches and stuff. Um, but like I had bought like some ice cream. Um, I brought like two ice cream pints and some puddings and stuff like that. The pudding I could have kept in a room with me, but I wanted it cold, so I had put it in the refrigerator. But like all the stuff that could be make it not cold, I put it in the room with me, and I only had like the two ice creams. I ate one of the ice creams before I left, and ended up leaving the other because I had this incident where I had sprained my ankle. So I was holed up in the room for like a day and a half. So I didn't. It wasn't no need me trying to take no ice cream back. So I just left that for somebody to be blessed. But like somebody, they had these two girls that was traveling. They ate my puddings. The the um the owner said he didn't know that they ate it. He didn't know that they weren't his to eat, but he did see them eating it. So they was gone, wasn't nothing to be done. So like I just grabbed everything else out that could make it besides the ice cream, and then that was that. One time I had somebody eat one of my breakfast pastries that I had put in the refrigerator just because I left it in the refrigerator overnight. I was like, what the world? But anywho, for the most part, I haven't had no like repeat occurrences. But I have heard people that have had repeat occurrences. What they've done. When I was in college one time, they it, these students that I heard were talking. Somebody had stole their food out the refrigerator while they was in class, and they was upset about that, of course. So I would never bring food and put it in the refrigerator because I heard that. But like, I have heard people like doing stuff to food since this person wouldn't stop. And so like then my coworker, she told me a story about now this wasn't at work, this was at home, but it was still from the story. She told me about how she didn't like her stepdad, and they had this is when she was in her younger years, and she used to cook stuff and whatever, and she made some pies, and this she he always eat her pies or a pie or whatever when he wasn't supposed to. So this time she made an extra pie, and I can't remember if they was chocolate or whatever the case was, but whatever it was, she put some X-Lax in the extra pie when she offered it to him. And so she said, "Hey, I made some pies. This time I have extra. You can have this one." So he was like, oh, "Okay, great." Blah, blah, blah. She said that he ate that sucker in less than 20 minutes. Next thing you know, the whole pie. I'm like, what kind of good you? I mean, people really do it, but like a whole pie in less than 20 minutes, sir. My goodness, did you even enjoy it? Anywho, she said that oh then he got up and he ran to that toilet. And you could hear him struggling up and down. And I was like, and then she said her brother just sat there and looked at her, was like, I said, oh my. I said if I could have been a fly on that wall, I would have been holding my stomach, and it would just been bursting to the gut, cause like, what the world? So I never done anything like that to anybody because I just normally wouldn't think of doing anything like that to anybody. But I guess depending on how upset you can get towards people, depending on how far they push you, and things can happen. So, anyways, it was a funny story. I took with my soul, and that was that. So, tell me, anybody had any problems with people eating their food, and if they did any retaliation towards them, what did you do? If you don't want to tell because you feel like you're gonna be incriminating yourself, you don't have to tell. If it's like something long ago, you want to spill the beans, I'm all here for it, so we can all cackle to ourselves. All right. Well, that's the end of the story for today. So, just put in the comments if any of that happened to you, and if you had did anything about it, retaliated, have any funny stories to go with mine. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.